So I got some information here that we're gonna go over.
What's going on, everybody?
Need to check on things, see how. I need to turn on my. Somehow I'm not on. You're on, but I'm not on. So I need to.
How's everyone's day going? We got this new channel, so you guys bear with us a second. We trying to figure out a few things and get
Somehow
all the technicals
you're on.
arranged. Give us a second, please.
I gotta figure this out.
Wood, you know I'm on live, right? Can you get it figured out, bro?
Shit.
Um,
Says camera. So I gotta figure out how to turn my webcam on.
Today we're gonna be speaking about a few things, so just kind of giving y'all an introduction on who we are and so on and so forth. I'll go ahead and start off introducing myself just so we ain't sitting here. Um, I'm crypto general, you know what I mean? My name is Broderick, and I kind of got into trading about 6 months back. I'm fairly new to it. My brother, Crypto Kurt, um, who is going to introduce himself to you. He kind of called me one day and was like telling me about some projects that was going on, and I was interested in learning how to trade and all of the above. So he kind of got me into it, and I've been kind of uh, working my brain out, working my brain crazy the last 6 months, trying to learn everything I can learn about it, and decided that we knew um, a lot of good information that we could be sharing with the people, and we do some pretty good research together. So we decided to come up with this channel and see if we can help as many people as we can possibly help. Although this is not financial advice, Don't make no crazy moves off of any of the things we say tonight. We just kind of want to get acquainted with how the whole process worked with us uploading everything on YouTube and all that good stuff. So, um, a little bit about me. Um, an outgoing person. I like to learn a lot, and I kind of do a lot of digging deep. So it kind of brought me down this rabbit hole. And I got a wife, got five children, and I'm getting old. Um, yeah, that's pretty much about me, man. We from Texas, kind of a little country town, you know what I mean? So enough about me. Uh, Mr. Crypto, what you got to say, brother?
I'm right now. I'm just trying to figure out why this camera's not coming on, but I have a lot to say. I got some stuff that I need to go over here in just a minute. But my background is I'm just a everyday, regular old person. Nothing special. Um, yeah, I work a day job, and then I take what little money I can and I invest it into the market. And I do a lot of research and a lot of back end stuff. Learned a lot about trading and candlestick charts and a lot of market information and news. You'll have to excuse me for a moment.
So what got you into trading?
Hello. You got some freeze dried stuff? Yeah, that's pork out. Yeah, pork out. Yeah, if there is something from farm work ever that you're not supposed to have, you won't get it. You'll stop it at the grounds. Alright. Yeah. So yeah, I'm actually doing my second job right now, so I'm gonna hit you back or just text me. Anyway, sorry about that. I run a bunch of smoke shops. I manage a bunch of smoke shops for my day job, so I'm always on call. So sometimes they give me
So
calls.
so tell them what got you into trading, bro, if you don't
Um,
mind.
what got me into trading? Really, it was something that I've been interested in. I've really been interested in the crypto market. Um, So around this time, a little bit, probably about the end of November, beginning of December of this last year, I basically, I'll just have to do it without without y'all seeing me for now. We'll figure out my camera stuff later. So I always wanted to get into crypto, but it was kind of confusing and a little difficult to wrap my head around at first. So I started diving into how to buy crypto, where to buy crypto, what is crypto, how does all this stuff work, right? So I'm new to this space. I'm not gonna say, and I've been in this space for years and years and years, and I'm a guru. We're here to kind of speak up for the new people in the market, right? Hey, you're just getting into crypto, you don't really necessarily know how it works. We've done a lot of research and a lot of trials and experiments and made some money and lost some money and kind of learned how all this stuff works. So that way we can bring it all to people that we know and people that we're close to and kind of show them how it's really not that difficult once you start getting into it. You can actually streamline things, and so that's what we're here for. We're here for, to show the people that it's really it can seem a little overwhelming at first. But we're here to let you know that once you get into it, it's really not that overwhelming, and you can really learn some things and put yourself into a better financial situation for your future self and your future family. And so that's what I'm here for. That's what got me into it. It's something I can invest in other than the stock market. Although the stock market is great, to me it
Right,
just seems like it's a little bit older and a little more outdated of a system.
right,
And I would rather be into the newer, current, what's fixing to happen systems. So that's why I'm really more intrigued into the crypto end of things. But I studied both, and I really just want to have some assets that I can leave to my kids and make sure that they don't have to end up like I did with my parents both passed away. We got left with bills. We didn't get left with anything to spend or anything like that. We ended up having to pay money to get both of them cremated and buried and everything like that. So it was actually an expense on the family, and there was no gain from it at all. And I don't want that for my kids. I don't want them to have to pay to put me in the ground and stuff like that. Or
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, and kind of the same for me. Like I said, my friend Kurt here, he introduced me to the market, and I've always been big on trying to find something that I could do that would take me away from the situation that I grew up in. And I kind of grew up on the rough side a little bit, and our situation don't never define us. You know what I mean? It's always greater things ahead if you can look forward to it and surround yourself around good people that can teach you different things. And that's pretty much what Kurt was for me. So um, the change of mind state, man, it was all about, seeing past today and tomorrow. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the same journey that we both been on. And we just like, we've been doing a lot of studying, like, and we'll talk to each other and brainstorm with each other about what's going on in the market. Like you say, we both kind of new to it, but we've done a lot of studying, and we've learned a lot of information over the past 7 months. It's been 7 months for me. I think it's been a little longer for him, but I appreciate the journey, man, and we're just trying to build something that y'all could gravitate to and grow with us. You know what I mean? Like we ain't that far ahead of y'all, so I mean it's something that we can all grow and grow from and build on and try to come together and just do some things to ensure your family gonna be greater later. You know what I mean? So that's basically what it is with me too. But Kurt, so how has the market been treating
and the market treats me fairly well. I kind of position myself to where um, I'm kind of a little bit ahead of the market. So
you? Okay.
studying the charts and staying current with news and with other investors and talking to people and being in the groups that I'm in with the people that I communicate with. You know, we kind of get hints at what the market's gonna do. So you can position yourself to embrace some of the for some of the dips. Get ready, put some funds to the side so that you know it's coming. That way you can buy into that dip, so you can gain more on the way back up. Dollar cost averaging in. If you do get yourself into a position where you bought in higher than the market, and the market does recede back down, you can always dollar cost average yourself back in. It'll lower your cost, your average cost. So that way, when it does go back up, you're in a better position. Things
So
like that.
so can you tell us what dollar cost averaging mean for those who don't know what that means?
So let's. I'm gonna pull up something here.
I wish I could share my screen as well, but we new to this again, so we'll
Um,
get it all together for y'all.
you
But
can share your screen. Let's
I'm
see.
trying to look. I gotta pull everything up.
So I think there's a button like request to share screen.
Yeah, see.
So we'll pull up XRP. So, for instance, let's say for instance that you bought in here at the top up here at $3, $2.98. Um, and then the market, has pulled back. It pulled back all the way. It actually went down and touched like $2.69. Um, it had this huge, massive candlestick dip. And what this means is that it dropped all the way down, but then immediately it was bought back up. Buyers pushed it back up. So that's where you get this long wick from. So, and even if you didn't catch that, because they were manipulating the market during this, so they did this at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning while everybody's asleep and on this side of the world. But anyway, so you bought in up here, so then now you could buy in here where it's at currently, and it's going to give you the average cost. So if you paid $3 and now you buy in at $2.85, it'll give you an average of somewhere like around $2.90 something cents. Right? So then your average buy-in cost would not be $3 anymore. It would be like $2.90 something cents. So that way when it does go back up to $3, now you're in profit. Whereas before $3 you would be breaking even. So instead of being breaking even, now you have more tokens and you're in profit at $3. Let's see. Perfect. All right, so we'll do this and we'll pull him up here. Um,
Can you see that screen, brother?
yeah.
Um, Let me move out the screen. Sorry, I'm trying to figure it out. So I I'm going on Chat GPT so y'all can see this. I'm gonna bring up a few things that help you guys to understand what he's talking about when he's talking about DCA, and that's dollar cost averaging. And what it is, it takes your average buy cost every time you buy in and it averages out your cost. So if you don't know anything about buying the dips or any of that, you can still take advantage. You can still take advantage of not knowing, because you can just buy whenever you get money, whether it's up or down. And if you can do that, then you'll dollar cost average. Your highs are kind of average out with your lows, giving you a base average. And that's a basic trading for people who really don't understand trading as much. You know what I mean? Um, it's a good way to get in a position and not go beyond your means. You can slowly just average in as you get money and still build you up a pretty sufficient enough position um, to to get you a substantial amount of tokens to actually make a difference. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Sorry. So here's the legal definition of what DCA is and crypto. It's dollar cost averaging. It's an investing strategy where you spread out your buys over time instead of dropping all your money in at once. For example, instead of putting 1,000 into Bitcoin today, you might buy $100 worth for the next 10 weeks and kind of space it out. And by doing that, sometimes the market is up, sometimes the market is down, it's fluctuating, but this kind of gives you an average cost of when you buy in. Um, the idea is so that you get highs and lows on the way, and it helps reduce the risk of going all in at the wrong time. Right before a crash or what have you. Crypto is a very volatile asset, so DCAing is a way to kind of smooth out that transition for you, and help you build a position over time without stressing about it or trying to time the bottom of the market. You know what I mean? So, um, like they say, it's always better to spend time in the market rather than trying to time the market, which means if you're already in the market and you see what's going on and you've been building you a position, you know what I mean? You got a better chance of coming out on top. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what DCAing is. And that's the route I would tell anybody who is beginning to get into the market. That'll probably be your best route until you actually put in the work to learn, how to help you find tops and bottoms. Like it's kind of difficult to just time the tops and bottoms, but it's doable, but not just like a guarantee. You know what I mean? So we catch somewhat at the bottoms, you know what I mean? And we just keep dollar cost averaging in and building us a spot bag. That's a strategy that my brother and I are using to ensure that we'll have wealth along the way. So that's kind of what DCAing is. Um, so, bro, are you just selling your tokens as soon as it move up $1, or like what are you doing? Like, how do you really make money off of this?
Well, it depends on what you're in it for. I mean, if you're gonna be using this as to like long term holdings, if you're thinking long term and you're not going to be day trading crypto or trying to trade crypto, if you just want to buy crypto and you're going to hold it because you're not going to be on here checking candlestick charts and reading the market and going through all the news and all that, through the little ups and downs and all that stuff, and you just plan on buying something and holding it for a long period of time, then
Right,
Warren Buffett says dollar cost average. I mean, that's the best way to go, right? So
right,
you just buy increments as you can. Um, so as the market goes up and up and up over the years, you'll be gaining your position by just averaging in whenever you can, buying in. So if you're not like just gonna sell tokens whenever it goes up $1, it might do that next month, and you're holding this for 5 years, 10 years. So that little dollar doesn't mean anything to you when you know it could go up $100 in the next 5 years. So you're thinking long term. You're thinking, okay, $100, maybe $1,000, or whatever. I mean, Bitcoin's price over the last 12 years, $100,000. So if you're planning on holding it for 10, 15, 20 years, you're thinking long term. You might not even be thinking about selling it. We're gonna show you other ways to do things without even having to sell your assets or sell your crypto. There's smarter plays to go about. So you just stack it up along the way as much as you can, and then you get to a certain point at a certain time when you're like, dang, I have a lot of money now in the market. Maybe I should take some of this out. That's not a smart play. The smart play is to, borrow against your assets, use that to accumulate other cash flow or other assets, and then have those continue to grow for you. You pay back that money that you borrowed to gain the new assets, and then you have more assets, and then you just continue to repeat that process, and it's like a loop of unlimited money, basically.
So you saying that they'll pretty much never sell the asset?
No, you don't have to sell your assets. I mean, Elon Musk didn't sell Tesla to buy Twitter. He went and borrowed against Tesla stock, bought Twitter for $1.5 billion, and then paid back that loan and kept his stocks. So he still has Tesla stock. We're gonna have to restart this Zoom meeting. So I'll send you a link and we'll get started back up here in just a second.
So basically, what you trying to do with this channel, and I'm putting it in third person, um, is teach people how to create generational wealth.
I mean yeah, that's what we're here for. We're going to teach people not only how to generate wealth, but how to keep that wealth and how to pass that wealth on to their family. So that way the wealth continues to stay inside the family and generate more wealth. Uh, so
Oh,
we're gonna teach people how to create legacies here for their families, create assets for their families, how to put those into very secure methods of like trusts and LLCs and things like that. Like so that way they'll be able to secure those assets long term. They won't have to worry about anybody taking those assets or doing anything with those assets that they don't want done. They'll be able to live off of it very comfortably and continue to grow that. So that's what we're going to teach on this channel. But we'll be right back in just a second. I'm going to end the Zoom call with my brother, and then we'll start a call back up here in just a moment. In the meantime, I got some stuff on my screen that I'll share while we're setting that back up.
You're going to change it, you're going to reduce your cost, you're going to expedite your transactions, and you're going to continue to inspire confidence because you will build that on the basis of an existing backbone, which is your bank and the confidence relationship that you've established with your customers. So that's where I see changes happening now. If you think of Circle and Ripples and all those, that's where they are active and helpful. Business model, you're going to change it, you're going to reduce your cost, you're going to expedite your transactions, and you're going to continue to inspire confidence because you will build that on the basis of an existing backbone, which is your bank and the confidence relationship that you've established with your customers. So that's where I see changes happening now. If you think of Circle and Ripples and all those, that's where they are active and helpful. Business model, you're going to I think that's coming. There are big transformations afoot in that field.
So how much progress are we going to see on a digital euro in 2025?
We have a cut-off date, which is October. So October 2025, my governing council has to decide whether we move forward or not. So that's an important date. My strong hope is that by then, the European Parliament has passed the legislation that will support the technological work, the policy work, the unified rule book that we are working on so that we can launch.
Christine Lagarde, president of the European Central Bank, just announced that the ECB will decide on launching the digital euro by October this year. She said, and I quote, "By October 2025, my governing council has decided whether we move forward or not." The timing here is absolutely perfect. Here is what's fascinating. Lagarde mentioned this back in March, saying the digital euro...
I think that's coming. There are big transformations afoot in that field.
So how much progress are we going to see on a digital euro in 2025?
We have a cut-off date, which is October. So October 2025, my governing council has to decide whether we move forward or not.
So the European Union has to decide by October whether they're going to move forward with a digital currency, digital euro, which is going to be more than likely utilized on the XRP ledger. That's what she discusses Ripple many times in a lot of her documentation. So that's one big news that's coming for XRP. From
You're going to disrupt your business model, you're going to change it, you're going to reduce your cost, you're going to expedite your transaction.
If we are not in that game, if we are not involved in experimenting, in innovating in terms of digital central bank money, we risk losing the role of anchor that we have played for many decades. And we have historical examples of period where the central bank monetary anchor was not there, and that precipitated crisis after crisis. That certainly was the case at the time of the free banking in the 19th century. Do we want to go back to those days? Probably not. I would say certainly not from our vantage point, as a result of which we have to respond to the demand for those digital payments in order to maintain the role of anchor that we have been playing regularly. So what have we done here in Europe? We have decided early on to start experimenting discreetly and try to understand concept, the preferences, the media that could be used, and the characteristics that should be presented by the digital euro, as we call it. We're not the only one. There's more than 100 central banks that are currently looking at CBDCs. If we are not in...
So there's over 100 banks that are currently looking for central bank digital currencies throughout Europe. So it's happening. What do you got to say about that, Roderick?
Well,
maybe we should even explain to people what XRP is. I was just kind of playing those videos while we were getting you back on. Let's go ahead and explain to the people what is Ripple, what is XRP.
Well, Ripple is the company that created the XRP native token, which is used as a bridge asset for cross-border payments, as well as you can use it as a medium of exchange, and I believe a store of value as well. From my research, it is global. It's a global liquidity token. It has on-demand liquidity, which when you do the research behind this, it is the only token that has on-demand liquidity. And I believe that that is the key to it all. There's a lot of tokens that can do somewhat what XRP can do, something similar, but none of them have the relationships and the backing that Ripple has. They've spent the last probably 10 years moving around every continent and almost every country on the globe implementing the XRP ledger. And from me, my brother and my research together, we believe that XRP will be used as the bridge currency around the globe, thus bringing the price of XRP to a very high price. There's a lot of people
undervalued right now, in my opinion.
There's a lot of people who say that because of the tokenomics of XRP, that it can't reach the high valuation that we know that it will. But people don't understand how tokenomics work, and because they see that XRP had over 1 billion tokens 100 billion tokens created, they say, well, that's too many tokens for it to reach a high value. When all actuality, everything is based off the tokens that's available to be traded. And that's where this big misnomer is being brought about. I just don't think people are really doing the actual research. I believe that we have Twitter frenzies, and certain people see things on Twitter and they just kind of take it at face value without doing the research. So um, XRP to me will be the global liquidity token, and it will be matched against all pairs if you understand trading language. So that's basically what it is. It's a global bridge currency um, that's used to make payments cheaper and faster. Um, with legacy banks, if they had to transfer money across borders, they use a messaging system, which is the SWIFT network, and it allows for one bank to talk to the next bank to talk to the next bank, and this is how our money is moved. Um, that's why sometimes payments can be kind of congested, and they could take a long time depending on where you're sending the money to. So,
So
uh, go ahead.
the banks don't actually like send the money. It's just a message that's really sent, right? It's
Absolutely.
a message that's sent from this bank that says, "Hey,
That that's what I was explaining to him, bro.
okay."
Um, yeah. So, um, Swift is a messaging system, and they send messages from one bank to one bank, and this is how they communicate and let each bank know what monies need to be going where to. Um, and sometimes this can be very costly and very time consuming. And with the distributed ledger technology, we can make those same payments 90% cheaper and move in real time. You know what I mean? So we can move money now in real time settlement, which means I can send money from here to Europe in under 3 minutes, really under 3 seconds, but let's just say 3 minutes if everything was probably moving at a super scale. When we used to move in money in T+1, T+2 back in the day, which is days and hours and sometimes even longer, depending on where the money is going. So we feel that the same way information is being transferred, our money should be able to move at the same speed. And that is the technology that blockchain brings to the legacy world in real time. So yeah, that's pretty much what
So it's
XRP is.
basically
It's a settlement token that allows you to move money from one place to another faster and less costly. In a nutshell, there's a lot more to it than that, but in a nutshell, it's a token, it's a mechanism that allows us to move money. There, it's the new rails that the money will be ran on, which is the XRPL, and the XRP token is the native token for those rails. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry. I get a little long-winded at times, y'all. Sorry.
you're good. So there's a couple of new developments and partnerships with Ripple. It kind of caught my attention.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was on September 2nd. Thunes, which is a payments provider, It
Mm-hmm.
has a network across 130 countries. They announced a partnership with Ripple. And the deal enables XRP based settlements via Swift, right?
Mm-hmm.
Paid to wallets and introduces new currency corridors. What does this mean? It taps into the $250 trillion annual remittance market. XRP reinforces its role as a bridge asset in cross border liquidity. The integration also diversifies use cases beyond speculation, supporting long term adoption among financial institutions. This is huge, right? So,
Absolutely.
like this just lets
Absolutely.
people know that it's not just speculation anymore. It's actually being implemented. It's actually being used. They have partnerships with companies that enables them to um, use XRP based settlements via the Swift system. So it doesn't have to take over the Swift system. It can just use the Swift system, which
Absolutely.
enhances the Swift system. So then Swift still wins, XRP wins, everybody wins, and it's not like they're trying out to eliminate these companies. Ripple's not out to eliminate banks. They're not out to eliminate the financial system. It's set out to integrate itself into the system to upgrade the system and make it faster and more efficient and better and safer.
Um, Another thing that kind of caught my eye was David Schwartz coming out saying that that will be an XRPL hub server upgrade, and they were testing a new hub server. So early data shows that 357 peers connections and latency under 33 M's. What this means is more reliable apps, faster dev tools, and smoother scaling. So the whole ecosystem can run a lot better. Just kind of think of it like XRP getting a 21st century upgrade. You know what I mean? So there's been a lot of growth in the RWA arena, and XRP has been growing significantly. Sorry, y'all. Um, it's been like $305 million moved into real world assets on the XRP ledger. So it's growing at about a 22% growth rate month over month. So this is going to be a big driver of the ecosystem. This is going to bring a lot of money into the tokenization world. And from our research, and even a few of our heads, like Paul Atkins and Larry Fink from BlackRock, also stated that they were trying to move to tokenization and tokenizing everything on a ledge on a blockchain. So um, with this happening, you have so much money that's coming into these different networks. And this is the reason why my brother and I are so into crypto, because um, it's the newest industry, man. It's like the newest thing, the latest thing, and we it will change lives. We understand how disrupting this technology can be, um, and that's why so many banks and the institutions been trying to block it here lately, because they understand that everything they've been doing to the customers over the past 100 years, you know what I mean, is slowly coming to an end, and we're kind of taking back some of our uh, some of our wealth by not having to go through legacy banks, man. And that's the reason Donald Trump made a big deal about these banks debanking people, um, based off of the choice that they choose to make with their funds. You know what I mean? So I think XRP is a great investment, and I will continue to buy as much as I can until I feel like the asset has reached this proper value.
So here's another current thing that most people aren't talking about, and that's the Franklin Templeton partnership. So in Singapore on September 18th, the DBS Group partnered with U.S. asset manager Franklin Templeton and blockchain firm Ripple to offer accredited and institutional investors trading and lending services using tokenized money market funds and Ripple's U.S. dollar stablecoin, so RLUSD. Under the agreement, Singapore's biggest lender said that it will list Franklin Templeton's SG Benji token, the unit of the asset manager's tokenized US dollar money market fund, on the DBS digital exchange alongside the RLUSD stablecoin. This setup will allow eligible investors to swap between the two and earn yield. The partnership demonstrates how tokenized securities can play that role while injecting greater efficiency and liquidity in global financial markets. DBS said that it also plans to explore allowing clients to use the SG Benji tokens as collateral for credit, either via bank-run purchase transactions or through third-party platforms where DBS would act as the agent holding the pledged collateral. Franklin Templeton will issue the tokens on the XRP Ledger blockchain, which is going to be good for XRP. So anytime something moves along the XRP blockchain, XRP has to be used in order to move it. So the more XRP is used, the more it's burned, what we would call burned. So it gets used. A portion of a token gets used on every transaction. It's a very, very small fractional portion. But whenever you're moving this many transactions and this much on a consistent basis, it eats up a lot. So the burn rate actually is going to increase over time. So that's why there's so many tokens. I mean, they're going to need a lot of tokens in order to do all these transactions all the time for a long period of time.
And actually, man, as far as that goes, if you know anything about Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin won't be done mining all of its Bitcoin, the whole 21 million, until like 2140. And experts, or I can't remember who actually created the article, but it was maybe a couple of days ago I was reading that the XRP ledger should be done um, with all of the tokens that it's going to have for sale within the next couple of years. So we'll actually reach a supply shock before Bitcoin will, and that was kind of interesting for me to read as well.
Go ahead and share your screen and show them what the supply shock is going to look like. Also, you might want to even kind of maybe explain to them what's going on with Japan. I know Japan recently made a deal with Ripple and XRP to start using the XRP ledger for most of their banking transactions. And there's a carry trade between the yen and the US dollar. So whenever the reverse carry trade happens and the yen goes up, which will be a digital yen on the XRP ledger, by the way. So as the yen goes up and the dollar starts to lose its dominance and goes down, same as what happened in 2008, same as what happened in 2022, anytime there was a reverse carry trade, it's going to be good for the XRP because it's going to be good for the XRP ledger because the yen is going to be flowing through the XRP ledger. But maybe you could pull up some information on that and kind of share with them what's going on with the carry
Okay.
trade.
I sure will. Give me a second. Let me pull this up. Okay. The reverse carry trade. So the reverse carry trade we'll first go to carry trade and then allow you guys to see. Are you seeing my screen, bro?
Yeah, yeah, you're good.
Um, we'll first go to the carry trade, and the carry trade is basically playing the spread between two countries' interest rates. Traders borrow in a currency with low interest rates and use that borrowed money to buy currency with a higher interest rate. The profits come from the difference in the yield, the carry. Example, classic 1 yen carry trade. Japan has near zero or negative interest rates. The US or another country has higher rates. A trader borrows cheap yen, converts it to dollars, and buys US treasuries or other USD assets. As long as the exchange rate doesn't swing against them, they pocket the interest rate spread. Why this matters. When global risk appetite is high, carry trades explode. Trillions move into higher yield currency slash assets when risk appetite dies. Everyone unwinds the trade at once. They rush back into the low yield safe currency, the yen, causing mass FX swings. Right now, people watch Japan closely because if the Bank of Japan raises rates meaningfully, the classic yen carry trade could collapse and ripple through global markets. In crypto terms, it's like borrowing a stable coin with zero yield and plowing it into a staking coin or a DeFi pool with high yield. Except FX carry is way more established in systemic. And then basically, so the reverse carry trade would pretty much be the what it just described in the opposite. Um, so right now, the Bank of Japan has been flirting with raising rates, and if this happens, at the same time that America and pretty much like the G7, the bigger countries, if they hold rates, if they hold rates or lower rates while Japan is raising rates, then this is going to cause the reverse to happen. And everybody's going to have to pull out, go buy back into yens, and then find a place for that liquidity to go. And we believe that XRP is going to be the place that they park their capital. And this idea came from my guy Jake Claver. I kind of love watching Jake. He a pretty good dude. I hope to get to meet him one day. But yeah, this whole idea that I got came from his theory of the domino effect. And it makes so much sense once you look into the carry trades and the reverse carry trade. You can kind of see why he believed what he believed and where it could possibly go. So that's another reason that we kind of bullish on the XRPL. I mean, it has a lot of partnerships as well as the army, man. I mean, the XRP army is fucking amazing. And sorry, it is amazing. And I'm kind of glad to be a part of it. You know what I mean? So, um, you got all kind of individuals that has done some thorough research on this asset in particular, and it's like all of us come to the same conclusion once we've did the actual research. So I believe that's why the XRP army is so strong, because I mean we have the confidence to hold when um, probably everybody else is wanting to get rid of their shares or their tokens. So um, I think if you do the actual research, you would understand what XRP really is.
I need to work on our video settings on here because it's doing a lot of buffering and it's not really showing us very well.
Yeah, I know. I've seen that. But yeah, so I mean, that's a little bit about our first YouTube show and what we got going, where we're trying to go with all of this information, and we just want to be here to build with you guys. I mean, I myself have a tremendous amount of time to do research and look into things. So while my brother is running his companies, I'm kind of doing some of the research that we need to kind of keep us up and up to date with all of the movement in the markets and the price action that's going on. So um, I mean, we hope that you guys can hit that like button and subscribe for us. Kind
Definitely
of
hit that
watch this video
notification
in its
bell.
entirety. Was there something you need to say, bro?
Yeah, just hit that notification bell. That way, you get notified whenever we come online or whenever we put out new information.
Right on, right on. Yeah, make sure y'all give us a couple thumbs up, man, and subscribe to the channel. And like you say, hit that notification bell and turn that bell on, and that way you can get all our latest updates. And we will be posting more content on the daily.
The stream will get better as we
Yeah,
improve and
I mean,
learn
this
these
is our
things.
first stream, so I mean, we appreciate you guys for spending this little time with us. And Crypto General out.
Crypto Kurt.
Uh,
We'll see y'all in the
and,
next one. We
and
appreciate y'all spending
we'll
your
get back
time.
with you guys within the next day. We'll be posting more videos. Oh, don't forget that we have our first clothing line at CB Set for Life
No. It's
Clothing.com.
no. That's not it. It's
That's not the one.
no. It's just Set for Life Clothing.
Okay.
Uh,
SetForLifeClothing.com
yeah,
or and
SetForLifeClothing.com.
you can go check out our new merch.
And
We got some pretty cool things coming up the ladder. That
Set for
it's
Life.
a new adventure for us. So we kind of just coming up with our formulas of how we gonna do it, and we'll be dropping a new product once a month. Every month we'll be dropping a new design, so you guys kind of stay looking for that. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
Yeah, on the Set for Life clothing and accessories and stuff. You know, we got women's clothing, men's clothing. We got hats and beanies. We got accessories. Um, get yourself set for life. That's what we're
Yes,
here for.
sir.
We're here to help you get set for life. Um, and so our clothing brand is going to be intertwined with like a new crypto hip, but also in intertwining it with the urban streetwear and clothing. So I think we might be one of the first to integrate all different kinds of crypto into clothing. So we're working on some new ideas, innovations, um, to where eventually we want to have a crypto coin that has a utility, so you'll be able to use it for discounts and events and things like that. So um,
Absolutely.
we're starting piece by piece. We got the crypto clothing. We also have our crypto channel where we're going to be talking about crypto stocks, um, uh, news
The
and information.
Discord.